Hi, I'm Chef Lucas.
And I'm Chef Augie. Today we're cooking rosemary pork chops with apple butter, roasted potatoes, and green beans.
Alrighty, first things first, we're gonna start out with the mise en place.
I'm going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. What we should do is cut the potatoes in uniform sections. So we're gonna roast these, which means we'll put it on a sheet pan, we'll put salt and pepper, and then we'll pop it right in the oven. Okay, what we'll do next is we'll cut up the green beans. So what we have to do first is snap off the ends. Okay? And what I do is I line them up like that, and then just cut off the end like that. Cool? All right, we gotta do all these.
We're gonna discard the stems and put them in our discard bowl here.
All right, so let's go ahead and take the rosemary. We wanna strip it off the large stems because it doesn't cook very well. So you don't wanna cut this up too much, because if you cut it up too much, it starts to smell like grass rather than rosemary. So we just wanna give it a quick chop. So we're gonna take some garlic and we're gonna smash it and kind of make a garlic paste for the green beans. So we're gonna just smash it, right, like that, like this. And you have to hold your knife, make sure you're holding it firmly. Don't get your fingers near the blade. We're just gonna. So let's go ahead and cut up an apple, and we're gonna cut this a little bit smaller. That way they'll cook out nice.
All right, so now we're gonna roast the potatoes.
All right, so we'll put these on here. We're gonna put a little bit of oil and salt and pepper and mix them up really well. So now we're gonna cook the potatoes for about 15 or 20 minutes. We'll check them at that point, see if they're done, and then go from there. Let's start our pork chops. We wanna sprinkle salt and pepper. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna turn on our cast iron pan so you can see now how the oil kind of shimmers.
So now we're going to put the pork chops on. So I love that noise.
Yeah.
I love that noise. Turn that down to about medium high.
Yeah.
There we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and flip these pork chops. Beautiful. Beautiful. There we go.
So we're not actually cooking these till they're done right now. We're gonna actually finish them later in the sauce. All right, so you can go ahead and get those out.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Nice, yeah.
Pork chops.
Very nice. So what we can do, as it's cooling, if we put these apples in right now, it's gonna cool that off pretty quick. So we won't turn it on necessarily yet, but if you want to stir those around, put a little bit of salt and pepper. Now we're gonna add about a half a cup of water. Okay, now what you wanna do is you wanna scrape all that fond off the bottom. Add in the rosemary.
Add a rosemary. So now you can add the pork chops back in. So here we go.
We're gonna make sure it doesn't render out all the juice. So if we have to put a little bit more water, we will. Let's add some of this honey butter. Let's give it a good dollop. It's about 2 ounces thereabouts. Tilt the skillet so you can get some of that juice. And we're gonna put that juice right on top. This is what gets that flavor into the chops.
So now that we basted this, we are going to now put this in the oven.
So now we're gonna saute the green beans, and before they actually saute, we're gonna put a little bit of water in there so they get soft, and we'll put some butter in there as well. As they saute, the water will go away, and then they'll finish in the butter. And this, you don't have to have that sizzle, because we're actually putting water right away, right?
And we go. Salt and pepper, who doesn't like that?
So the best reason to do it like this is so we don't have to blanch it first. So it's kind of blanching itself, and then once the water's gone, it'll saute, and what's left over is that butter.
Add in the garlic. There we go.
Oh man, good
Your
job.
pork is
That's
back.
pretty. Look at that. All right, now the potatoes are done. Let's plate it up. All right, so let's put some potatoes down.
Put that right on top. There we go.
There you go. And let's get some of those
Some
apples.
of those
There you
apples,
go.
yeah. Love apples. There we go.
Teamwork. Oh yeah, look at that. Why don't you put the green beans kind of like going like that? Yeah.
This is my favorite part sometimes. It's
Right?
just plating.
It's important to have a
Making it
pretty
look
plate,
pretty.
huh?
And here's the finished product. Pork chops, potatoes, and green beans.
Enjoy your meal.